Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the show, especially when you happen to be parents for some students, though. You will specifically be more interested in this show because we're talking about somebody who might have the chance to sit there on the board of Rhode Island High School District. His name is Mr. Chang. An attorney in law practicing for many years, and of course living in Rhode Island High District for over 20 years, he's learned a lot, he's seen a lot, he's been thinking a lot. So putting all together these pieces, we try to portray somebody. Well, would this person be suitable for the seat, or would the person be not? Or what would he do? That is exactly my question. Like I said in the very beginning, just now, I ask you how much you know about district, right? And number two question is that what are you going to do once you took the seat? Suppose you did, right?
Thank you. Mm-hmm. You know, again, I really appreciate the neutrality of this host and this program. Not that I want you to focus.
Am I challenging enough?
No, you're very neutral.
If you can't handle me, you can't handle anybody.
I know,
right?
okay.
I'm the easiest one.
Thank you.
Good.
I don't mean that you should vote for me, but I would like to share with you what I have discovered, the wrongdoing, the ongoing abuses by the school board. If I'm elected, I'm going to clean up this place. For example, I want to stop the bond, the remaining bond that's to be issued, because why? The school district is one of the richest in this country. They've been sitting on a cash reserve of $54 million, which is 4 times more than required by the state law.
I see.
That means they have $40 million excess money sitting there, not earning interest, but costing the taxpayer money. Because why? When you issue bond, you raise more money. The reinvestment by public agency is extremely limited. The return is always lower than the cost of borrowing. We have already been losing money. Why do we have to pay more taxes? Because we just said they already closed 3 schools. Allegedly, they want to issue more bonds.
Stop right there. You're saying that they're sitting on a surplus, call it a cash reserve, which is 4 times more than the law requires.
Correct.
And that excess of money is not making as much profit. And at the same time, new bonds are being issued or could be issued.
It's already issued.
Yeah, all right, to collect more money from taxpayers.
Yes.
So you're saying that once you took seat, you will stop that.
Absolutely. Because if you have received a property tax bill just recently, you go to the unified school section, there's a 1.3% increase, which is the largest tax hike in our school district.
All right.
And they're going to issue the remaining bonds of $110 million next year. There's no justification whatsoever. You know, I've been trying to tell myself apart for the last several days and say what I can find to justify yet another issuance of the school bonds. None. I cannot find.
All right. Hold on right there. So what kind of support do you think you will get from your constituents for your stopping the bond?
Well, based on my dealing with...
Do you have a market?
Well, no one would like to be taxed, okay? No one like to be abused. And that's the biggest support I have.
All right.
Because the problem is all the voters, all the parents, and all the property owners in this district, actually probably in many other districts, not a single one has realized that local school board can issue bonds to tax your property. Why? Because in Asian or many other European countries, not a single country that allows a local school board to issue a school bond to tax your property to support themselves. So actually the school district is functioning like a city hall without the same kind
But
of...
it is lawful.
Yes.
It is lawful, yes.
But without the same check and balance. A lot of people I talked to, said, oh, they thought it was really issued by the state, so they couldn't do anything. It's not true.
Okay.
All right, because the state, then you have the state senate and you have the state assemblyman to debate, right, to increase taxes. But not in a local school board. 5 people can determine your fate. And every now and then, they issue more bonds.
I see.
And most of the people, you look at the qualification, not a single one has any fiscal training, accounting training.
All right.
Okay? And they even awarded contract to a board member for many, many time of transactions, including selling textbooks.
Very good, very good. Suppose next question automatically belonging to the second group, right? Which is what you can do. I have a 3 and a 4. Don't take it easy. It's going to be a tough one, right? So within the question number 2 group, you said that you were once you took the seat, you think you were able to stop the bond, right?
I will.
Now,
I will.
stopping the bond, you still have about 4 times over the surplus. That's over the value of the amount that is required by law. So what are you going to do with that kind of money?
Okay.
You mentioned about school numbers. You mentioned about class size. You mentioned about incapable teachers or whatever faculties. So what do you want to swap around or play with the money if you had to say?
Okay. First, they already raised $50 million just a few days ago. Okay, so actually they're talking about they're sitting on a $105 million, $4 million cash reserve in excess, all right?
I see.
I want to stop the remaining 110 million of 10 million bonds to be issued next year. I want to stop that, put it on hold for the time being, and then review.
10 million you're saying?
110 million. That's a huge.
110 million.
I want to stop that. All right. In the meantime, whatever has been raised, $50 million more, I want to study the bond issue papers because that's really my specialty. I used to practice on Wall Street, advising underwriters and issuers on bond issues.
All right.
So I should be able to study the bond papers and find out if there's anything wrong there. If there's any misrepresentation or omission of material facts, then the whole issue was illegal.
All right.
Then we are entitled to a refund. Okay? Not only a refund for us and a refund to the bond buyers.
Oh, I see.
Okay, so that's really, we have to stop this kind of abuse. But all they have to do is show me the papers. They have not done so. They actually violated the California Public Records Act. I asked them to produce public records for the bond papers since September 19. They have not produced a single page, violating the statute.
What is it called in law term, habeas corpus? Is that it? The old term, is that it?
No. It's a
habeas corpus.
Public Records Act. It means every citizen is entitled to every public record from any public agency within 10 days of your request.
All right, good. All right, now, number 3, what else do you want to do to cut down the class sizes, to increase school numbers, to get a better education to your kids?
Well, we have still 2 more closed facilities. We can use them. We can really divide the current overcrowded high schools,
I see.
right? Spread them. In terms of the teachers' quality, I think we must conduct a comprehensive review of the entire faculty. And we have to weed out the inferior deficient ones. Then we will determine whether or not there's any chance to re-educate them to become better. If not, I'm sorry. You cannot really ruin our kids. You have to go. All right? And we should also consider increasing the pay to the teachers so we can attract better teachers from the neighboring districts. Come here. We are just as good.
All right.
So it's fiscally doable because we are sitting on 4 times more than, actually 4 times plus $50 million.
All right.
So that's probably like 10 times now. All right. We have a lot of financial muscle to do that. All right. In terms of the facility improvement, upgrading the modern technology, it should have been done many years ago.
All right.
And based on the current technology and the current fair market value of any upgrade technology is so cheap now.
All right. And next question is, there is contradiction, obviously, between what the teachers, current frontline teachers deserve, and the back line is the pension plan for the teachers per the union contract, which you said 820 pages that you went through, right? So how do you swim in between?
It's 80 pages containing more than 23,000 words. That contract alone does not say one thing to protect the student interest. What worries me worse is this teachers union now endorsing 2 candidates. More likely they will get elected. Once they get elected, they are sitting on the book. They can tap right into the cash reserve and finish them very quickly. That's very dangerous. And then, because according to the union contract, you cannot even fire them easily. Impossible.
I
And
see.
now they're sitting on the board, right? Plus a pre-existing incompetent board and 2 more candidates, board members from the teacher union endorsed. We are destroyed.
And also, while talking to you, I sense some kind of, hurdles or setbacks that you are facing. And also, the next question is also automatically related to communication. How do you plan or prepare yourself to communicate to the rest of the folks on the board to go along with your way?
Well, because of my
that's
background and my training, I
that's a
am
hard-
actually
that's
a
a hard one,
very
huh?
low-key, practical person. I am not that aggressive when we actually deal with the issues.
All right.
We will discuss thoroughly pros and cons of every issue on the table, and then I will reduce to different options. All right?
Okay.
These are legal options. This is illegal option. You want to take this route, I will take you to court. Simple. All right? Even as one person, I will put the other board members on notice. If you want to do like what has done in the past, I'm sorry. I will have to perform my duty for the community and prosecute you. That's all.
In between legal and illegal, is there anything gray that you think that you can work your colleague into getting things done better ways?
Well, some areas really so gray area, but a gray area there are 2 ways to regulate. One is called the fiduciary duties.
All right.
All right? You cannot breach your fiduciary duties.
Sure.
One is you should also avoid self-dealings, like what in the past they awarded a contract to a board member.
Sure.
And that's really a self-dealing.
All
it's
right.
a breach of fiduciary duties too.
All right, very good. Back to my audiences and to you ladies and gentlemen who happen to be parents out there watching this show. It is really a moment of your concern too, because we're talking about the future of a school district. To Mr. Chang, even though I kind of attacked you with some hard questions, that doesn't mean that to some of the answers I do not agree. And I would say that I kind of see something convincing, something really making good points. That's why the more I see, the more I attack you for even better answers. So don't feel bad.
No,
You're doing
you're
so far
welcome.
so good.
No,
you're
you're
doing so far so good. I start to see the overall picture of your planning about how to exercise your job duties once you took office, right? Okay.
Yes.
Stay with us. We'll be right back. There are more, of course, to ask.